This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics uncensored and unfiltered. This is not your normal discussion.
All right. So I know you guys have noticed that we have a new person. So we're actually going to do a Q&A, and it's going to be like everybody, you guys. So everybody's going to have questions for each other. So my first question is for our new person. So give me 2 seconds because I totally not you zooming in on me. Okay. So Ken, what is your favorite way to spend your day off?
Okay, so my favorite way to spend a day off is to go out to I would say to like a best friend house or go camping with my boys, bromance, do a couple bromance, get away from everyone. Just act like I ain't got no responsibilities for the time being when I'm on vacation.
Down with
Spend more
that.
time with my bros and less time being on the phone and social media. Just get off the grid for a couple. Even if I gotta go to a cabin log in, I mean a cab log or whatever, just spend time, go hunting, go fishing, just bromance, me and my bros.
Okay. So what type of music are you into?
I'm into a lot. I'm into a lot of music, but I count myself. I'm more into bachata and more in a lot of Hindu and stuff music. So I'm all around rock, punk rock, heavy metal, Spanish metal, Spanish rock, Japanese trap music, Japanese music. All types of music.
Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna go to Glenn.
All
So
right.
what was the best vacation you ever took and why?
Oh, the best vacation I ever took was actually just beaten. It was just beaten by my brother's birthday. We all went out to Florida. My brother Derek. We all went out to Florida. And it was fun. I mean, from day one, they took the plane and I drove down there. And from day one, smoking, drinking, and it was like you said, brother man. We just had just a fun time in each other's presence. We talked some shit. We had little scambles. It was just fun, man. We all at the end of the trip did not want to come back.
Yeah, your
Oh,
bromance is really good too.
Yeah,
that's adorable. So what was your favorite age growing up?
my favorite age growing up. Oof, that's a good one. Uh, I'd probably say my first year out of high school. So I was probably 17, 18. Yeah. Yeah, that was like you just broke free, and every day you wake up like, oh, gotta go to school today. Yeah, Hey, that was it.
Oops, sorry. Hold on. My dog kind of went a little kooky. All right.
Mm.
So now I'm about to ask Karina. Ooh, Nina. So do you have a favorite holiday? Why or why not?
So I actually have a couple of favorite holidays. Um, the one holiday I hate is 4th of July. Not because it's because it's around my birthday and I never had a birthday party for that because everybody was gone. But my absolute favorite is Halloween. Halloween and Thanksgiving. Because
Okay.
I have a lot of tradition, especially with Thanksgiving. Halloween is just fun. I get free candy. I steal it from my kids. And it's also the Day of the Dead when the veil is the thinnest. So that's when you are allowed, or not allowed, but you can speak to your ancestors or feel them more. Thanksgiving, me and my mom, we used to always watch the football game, or no, not the football game, sorry. We used to watch the Macy's parade, and Christmas will not start till we saw Santa at the end, and that's when the next day we know, okay, we can start decorating. And so we watch the whole thing together. We'll be cooking. It's just a nice time of family because I'm very family oriented. I love being with my family a lot. So even though they drive me crazy, I love it. So that's why like Thanksgiving is one
For
of
all
my
these tons of edits that I don't even like, and I'm
What is that?
and I don't know. I just like a lot of holidays, like Christmas Eve too. So
Okay. All right. If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
okay, there's a toss up for this one. Uh, It's either a toss up between rice, eggs, and ketchup. It's a Puerto Rican poor meal, as I was told by my mother. Um, you can always find rice. You can always find steal your neighbor's eggs, and you can always get ketchup package at a fast food restaurant. So that's why it's called the poor meal. Um, so between that or I love my grandmother's chicken and rice or rojo con pollo. And the way she makes it, I have not yet found somebody who can make it like her. Got close, but it's just not the same. And then the bottom of it is so crunchy, and that's my favorite part where the rice is crunchy because it has all that seasoning cooked in it. And oh my, yeah, I love food. I'm a foodie.
She loves food. All righty. And last would be Tris. How old were you when you had your first celebrity crush, and who was it?
I was probably like between 10 and 12. And Christina Aguilera, I would say. The Dirty video. I don't, which is funny
Yes,
because I don't even like bitches in mud, but the Dirty video was an awakening.
Oh man.
Oh,
Woo!
Lord. He said, them
Yes.
ass cheeks. Yes,
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
honey. Now, woo.
Okay.
All
Yep.
right. What activity instantly calms you?
I would say probably eating with a friend while watching like a movie, going to movie theaters and like skipping to see multiple movies, or like listening to what I call my like existential playlist with songs where I feel like I'm both dying and coming alive at the same time. Like just like on some Holocene, Bon Iver, Dirty Projectors type of shit.
Okay.
I need your
All
playlist.
right.
Yeah, I'll post it one of these
All
days.
right. Who's next?
Uh, I'm next, of course. So, Kenny, for you, what is your favorite country and why?
Americana.
And
I like
why?
to go visit Dominicana because I have relatives that I haven't seen in years who's over there, and it's more. And I just feel as though that country is much peaceful. I mean, even though my country is really peaceful, but it's less family members at Dominicana that I have there than over there in Antigua and Bermuda. So I will visit Dominicana.
My next question for you is if you could change one regret, would you and what was it?
To be honest, I wouldn't change anything. It's because everything that I did when I was younger made me who I am now. If I didn't take the life chances when I was young, being rowdy, getting away with stuff because my dad was a police officer, um, I wouldn't know the consequences of him not taking my back anymore. So I did a lot of rowdy stuff when I was younger, and now I could just chill out. I'm not like one of the older parents to be like who still act like they're in their teens and doing it like doing immature shit. I did all that shit when I was young. Now I'm just laid back and chill. So um, yeah, I didn't regret
Okay.
anything.
Okay.
Now, this one's for Tristan. If homelessness was a thing in the past, what would you be doing now?
So like as far as like a cause I'm fighting for, or just me in life?
Just something in life, because
Oh,
I know you're
I
really.
probably focus.
Go
Yeah, I
ahead.
think if I wasn't like fighting for a cause, I'd probably be like really deep into like my writing. Like there's a bunch of stories I'm working on, a bunch of stories that I can't wait to publish. But if it was a cause oriented thing, I think like let's say capitalism was gone, homelessness is gone, I would still be concerned about like people in exploited countries like throughout South America, Southeast Asia, Africa, just indigenous people all over the world, even here in North America, and just like black people deserve reparations. I would want there should be compensation to a lot of countries throughout history for a lot of fuck shit. So I would say everything taken care of. Like I'm becoming a best-selling author, like now. And if we still got shit to fight for, let's get people the fucking shit they need to level up.
Okay, I love that. So the next question for you is, what is your favorite subject to research?
I would say it's a tie between either different things about like nature and animals that I could like apply to like certain things in my story because like a lot of it is like me fusing certain things together, and then on that note, like other things like in science, like and also how it relates to like superheroes because like I like to play with a lot of concepts for powers and abilities, and so that's like something I really love to research on the side.
Okay. Now, Naima, you ready? If you had
Yeah.
nothing holding you back, what fictional place would you like to visit and why? You're mute, sweetie.
Oh yeah. You mean
So it would have to be Narnia.
Ooh, that I
Hmm.
was expecting that.
I like that.
Why?
Yeah. I just want to know what the Turkish delights taste like, man. Like when I read that book in fifth grade, like the way they made the Turkish delight sound, it was like this amazing, delicious ass treat. And then when I did, I mean, Turkish delights are good. They are. But I just want those Turkish delights. And I like the snow. I like snow. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So my second question for you is, what's your secret talent no one knows about?
Um, See, I don't know any like talents that no one knows about, but some people know that I can play the piano and the guitar just like reading the notes, not by ear. I wish I could do it by ear, but like I can literally just read the music and play as I
Nice.
read. Yeah.
You want to teach me?
mm,
I can. Yes, I can. I surely can.
Glenn, your turn.
Yeah.
What is your dream getaway?
What was that again?
What
My
is
dream
your
getaway?
dream getaway? Mhm.
Oh, my dream getaway. Oh, um, in the mountains by myself in a cabin.
Nice.
Just being that close to nature, being able to walk outside and hear the birds, hear the bees, hear the crickets. Like we get. Well, I'm a city person, so I wake up, I hear the ambulance, the cars, the backfiring. Like go somewhere where it's just peace. Like I'm really connected with nature.
Okay. Second question. What got you into doing photography, doing photos?
Photos. Well, I like to say that I've always had an eye. I've always loved taking photos on the camera, on my little phone and stuff. Like I've always just had an eye. And it's funny, my brother actually brought the business visually in focus to me. It's mainly his thing in bringing me on, and that just it sparked the light again. And I was like, oh man, I got to get a camera in my hands.
I like that. So that is actually my complete questions this time. So who's next?
All right, so I'm going next.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah. So my first question is for Ken: PlayStation or Xbox?
Mm,
Sony,
mm,
Sony all the
Sony.
way.
All right,
Sony all the
Xbox.
way. If I'm playing Xbox, it's only playing Gears of War. That's
Okay,
it.
bet.
But Sony, I'm more of an RPG guy. Resident Evil. I forgot the other game. Is role play. D and D. I love D and
Uh,
D. Um, Final Fantasy. Just I'm just a big on RPG
Do
guy.
you like Elder? Do you have Elder
Elden
Scrolls yet?
Elden Ring. Oh,
Elden
Elder
Yeah,
Scrolls.
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring. Okay.
I have that.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Well, then the second question is, well, you kind of explained that already, but I was gonna say why. Like, what made you so like PlayStation and Sony?
Oh, I'm a big nerd. I like board game. The only board game I don't like is Monopoly. That game takes forever to
Mm,
finish.
me too.
Forever.
There's
I
a
play.
few
I would play like
That's
Heads
all.
Up. I would play Skip Bio. I would play Phase 10. I play Uno. So I would play games like that. But if it comes to like dice rolling game, D and Life and Scrabble, you know, but just no
Uh,
Monopoly.
well, my next questions go to the Queen, and I was gonna ask you, where do you plan on taking your psychic abilities in the future, within the next 3 years?
Um, mm. I mean, I guess hopefully getting more tarot reading customers. Like, you know, I, I don't know. I mean, I just, yeah, that's. I just want to help people. To be honest, like I
Yeah.
really do. Like I actually enjoy helping people when I do like readings for them. So just getting more clients. Yeah.
Okay. And then the next one is, what is your vision for Not Your Normal Discussion?
Oh, jeez. Okay, so my vision for the show is to like have a place where millennials can have a voice and an opinion because each one of us we have different opinions on different things. So, or different opinions on the same things. Most of the time, like boomers, they seem to like to say, "Oh, millennials don't know what they're talking about. They sound ignorant." But I wanted to have something where we can actually voice and have like them hear us. And like when I say hear us, I mean like actually hearing us
Hmm.
and not just being able to say da 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 be quiet. They can't tell us to be quiet now because we are like able to talk, and you can I mean the most you can do is pause us and cut
Mm,
off the video. But
Love it.
I want to be able to have us be financially like independent and stable. I want this to be something big, you know. So I want us to, you know, be able to go and have events and stuff that we have that can bring in income for us as well. Like let's work for
Mm.
us.
Make it something. All right. Well,
Yeah.
Trist, I got you next.
yeah.
Question is, do you plan within the next 3 years to open your own organization to help the homeless?
Mhm.
I don't know about opening up my own organization, but I do know, like, for example, with Believe New York, if I was to take on like a bigger role in there, I would want, because it's a nonprofit and it's going to do amazing work where it can, but I would want to be someone who's like able to have coalitions with like more mutual aid groups so that we can also focus on long term goals and needs, but also like coordinate with different organizations in different spots of the city to better focus on local needs and like immediate short term needs because like people can't wait till like the election to like pay their rent or eat, feed their families. Like people will die if they wait for us to get the right leaders in. So we need to like create our own networks, to, like help aid each other and like help
Mhm.
aid the most vulnerable.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. The last question is, where is this passion coming from? Where is your passion for helping the homeless come from?
Oh, it's a mix of multiple things. Like, for example, in America, we don't think of like living on someone's couch or sleeping on the edge of someone's bed as like homelessness, but that is still hidden homelessness. And if I hadn't had people look out for me in dire times of need, I could also have been on the street too, and just in survival mode. And then also, the more I've like grown as like a Christian, I was always in conflict with like the concept that like we talk about like ministry and helping others, but like it's always so limited to just like getting a Bible in someone's hands and getting them to become a member of a church. And like I
Yeah.
feel like there should be a much deeper level of ministry where like if it's truly witnessing with your life and if it's truly like reflecting Christ or reflecting a higher godly ideal, it should be that you take on the cares and their needs and like minister to those needs. And so like I don't see myself being like maybe one day I'll be the most like religious, non cursing, non porn loving Christian ever, but like I feel my journey to like being the best me I can be is mostly caring about people and helping them both on a humanistic and on a like philosophical and religious level.
Right. All right. And so last but not least, Karina, I got your question for you. Is first one is, what is your favorite hobby to do?
Um, I like to be outside in nature. So going out there and sometimes I bring a book and maybe a picnic for myself. So I take myself out, kind of like on a date. I like doing that. I also like making pillows because that's like one of the easiest thing to sew, and I'm still working on sewing. So that's one thing that I do enjoy, and that's those two are like really one of my favorite hobbies. Oh, and reading, of course. Oh, gaming. I love gaming.
Mm.
Okay.
So
All right. I love it. I love it. So my last question for you is the other deep one. I'm bringing them deep questions. Do you feel as a parent that
mhm.
it is possible for you to have a favorite child?
So for me, right now, I know this is gonna sound bad, is um because I do have special needs kids, so they're all treated a little differently, based on what they can, their abilities.
Mm,
But my son is adorable. So right now, because he's only 3, he is,
Mhm.
and he can't
favorite.
talk back yet. He's my
Mhm.
favorite,
Mhm.
but that's only
Mhm.
because he can't talk back. He's not back talking. If I tell him to
Mhm.
do something, he will do it. But other
Mhm.
two, I'm like, go here, go
He's
throw
your
this in the
youngin.
trash for me. And they're like,
That's mommy's
Mm.
why can't
baby
you do
boy.
it?
Yeah.
But he's a mama boy. He gives me kisses and hugs. He makes sure I'm okay. When I come
Mhm.
through that door, he's running from wherever he's at, going, "Mommy!" My other kids be like, "Mom, can I have the phone? Can you unlock
Yeah.
the phone for me?" So
Did you,
that's why I said like it depends also on the situation. So like right now, he is my favorite because I do still got to take care of him more than my other two, and I want my other two to understand that I will always be here no matter what. But they need to be independent. They need to be able to do their own laundry. They need to be able to cook their own meals, stuff like that. So right now they think that I'm not being fair, but I don't want them to be some of these kids where they don't know how to make ramen noodles. They don't know how to make heat up TV dinner. They don't know how to do things because their parents did everything for them. And I'm not,
Right.
and like my son, even he tries to cook. He knows to put something in the microwave. He'll put it in there and then he runs to me go, Ty? And I'm like, 2 minutes. He knows what the number two is. He'll go press number two. And then I run up there to make sure he does it right. But I want to make sure that my kids at the end of the day knows how to take care of themselves and they don't need to depend on anybody to do that. So that is my question. And even like my mother, I remember her playing more favoritism towards my brothers than me because I was the oldest. So I should have been able to do more things than my little brothers. But mine is more the concern of I do have two special needs kids. I do have my oldest, and they fight each other like. But I know my boy. He's want to make sure that when he gets older, he's not going to be these guys that are going to disrespect a woman. I want him to know that hey, if it wasn't for a woman, A, you won't be here. B, you won't know what the heck you do know. And let me find out you're disrespecting a woman because I will come after you. I love you, but I'll beat the crap out of you. So right now he's in the throwing phase, and that's not okay. So yeah.
So I'll go next. Ken, what's one thing you would have changed from your childhood?
Nothing really. I got away with everything. My dad was a cop. I had
Eh?
to go back. I mean, and I got sergeants and nothing really. I lived a good
Oh
life.
yeah.
Even though I was reckless, I lived a good life. I
Eh?
never witnessed trouble. I never witnessed trouble because I always got
Hmm.
bailed out.
Okay. And what's something you hope to get to leave behind as your legacy?
Mm.
My uh my skills and my knowledge. I want my son to know, have own my business, but also learn how to create new, not know how to build new business partners, but in a different aspect. Like if you need someone to get you inventory, learn how to build that friendship with that person. For business wise, if y'all decide to be friends outside, that's up to you. But other than that, learn how to communicate and learn how to talk to other people to gain more knowledge. Because every day you learn something new. So I want him to learn
Yeah.
something new every day. But learn how to keep a business that I built from the ground up.
Okay.
Okay.
Glenn, what was one of your wild experiences of your life that you always look back on like, yo, that was crazy?
Yo, I don't even know if I should say this on here. Oh Lord, I got divorced. My cousin had a party. He invited me. It was supposed to be my little birthday party. I met a particular one, and Lord Jesus, we were bad that night. We were
Mm.
doing things in front of bars with not even caring if anybody saw us, if anybody cared. Like it was just bliss. And
Mm.
yeah, that time ain't there's nothing that can beat that time. Ain't nobody beat that time yet.
All right. And
He was
what's something you heard as a kid that you appreciate way more with the perspective of, being older, having some more years
That's
under you?
a big one. But ooh, can you ask that question one more time?
All right. So, what's something you heard as a kid, or just when you were younger, that you appreciate
Hmm.
way more now that you have the perspective of some more years under you?
Right. That's a good one. I'm trying to think of a particular saying. Um, it's a lot of sayings, so it's hard to think of one particular one. But the small things
Mm.
matter. Parents telling you
Mm.
you need to be in before the lights go off. The things that
Mm.
you didn't pay no attention to when you was a kid. It was just, hey, I knew I had to be in. But now I understand it more. What happens? It's me getting trained to what happens at nighttime, and these times of you want to be inside, you want to be home, you want to be resting. So yeah, man, all there's a lot of little things that I was taught that I just wish I paid more attention to, and really took heed to them. I would have saved myself a lot of trouble.
Mm. Okay, I feel that. Queen Pedii. So,
Yes.
what kind of author do you most want to model yourself after, or you take inspiration from?
Mm. So I'm gonna say Stephen King,
Mm.
R.L. Stein,
Oh, okay.
uh, yeah, um, and Alice Walker.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
And what's something you wish you could tell your younger adolescent or teenage self?
Um. hmm. Okay, so when I was a teenager, I was told I was fat. Even though when I look back at videos and pictures of myself, I wasn't fat at all. So I would just tell my younger adolescent self that no matter like what everybody else is viewing you as, like you have to look at yourself and be like, I'm beautiful, because I definitely was told I wasn't cute. So just saying to myself that, I'm beautiful just how I am. Like if you do want to like be smaller, like you just got to do exactly what you're doing now. Just exercise cuz I was exercising then. But yeah, like just don't worry about everybody else. That's it. Be happy.
Hmm. So we're on you now. So if there's anything you wish your kids could experience that you got to go through as a kid, what would it be?
Oh, I would have loved them to. It's a double sword. The traveling. I traveled a
Mm,
lot. Also, I would have loved for them to grow up in Puerto Rico for a couple years, like I did. Um, but traveling a lot really humbled me and let me
mm,
see different views of everybody and how different we all are, but at the same time, we're the same. So that is
yeah.
something that I very wish my kids could understand. And I wish it was a simpler time when weren't really cell phones and social media weren't really influence a lot of kids. I miss that they don't go outside as often because
Mm,
they want to be on a phone or they want to be watching streaming or TV. I remember trying to come home, rush home to watch a TV show that I wanted, but if I was at home at a certain time, I miss it. Now they don't have to; they could just they watch TV wherever they want.
yeah. Nice. And one last question for you. I know you got like a military background with your family and everything. So if you were commander in chief for a day, what are the three things you're making sure you're doing for the armed services?
Okay, so for me, one of the biggest issues that I have with some of these military members is that they don't realize just how much they have to give up. They think it's just an easy way to get to college for free. And I would want to make sure that they understood that when they sign those papers, they are risking their lives for war. And I will make sure that they actually know this that hey, no matter what time it is, you might be in you might be serving the country in war. This and everything you're getting is a benefit for sacrificing yourself, your time with your family or just by yourself and let them know that. Second thing I would do is try to get better equipment and better training because I think between those two, those are the most important thing to make an efficient military. And so that's one other thing is that and mental health, especially when once you get out of the military and you become a veteran, I think it's really important. Or even after war, and you're still part of the military, mental health should be one of the biggest issues that we all should try to get them more help because a lot of them what end up happening is that once you finish your military service, they're left alone or they don't know where to go for help. So
Yeah.
that's another thing. And Triker needs to be stop changing its rules.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Hi,
And
Kenny.
Ken, you got questions for us? Oh, I think you muted.
You're muted.
Sorry, sorry. You can hear me now.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. So this is for the queen. If you had a close friend that was going through a relationship what advice would you give to that person to help them understand the situation much clearer?
Okay, so if I what
Like
if
if
I
you
had
had a
a
friend
friend
that's
that was going through like relationship
like a
issues,
hard, yes,
how would I help them see clearer?
yeah, how will you help them like understand the situation much better? Like, see, you have a friend that their boyfriend or girlfriend's treating them wrong, and you're trying to open up their eyes to understand that you could get somebody that's better, but they won't listen to you.
Um, I would tell them list the pros and cons of being with that person. If the cons outweigh the pros, you need to go.
Mm.
And also to just have a conversation with their partner and let them know how they're feeling, because if your partner doesn't know how you're feeling, then they can't really change, and if they aren't willing to change, then you need to go, because that person's just going to continue being toxic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Second question: what is your biggest fear?
Needles. I know I have a tattoo, but I am afraid of needles, y'all. Like, even sewing sometimes it's a little hard for me. But I do not like getting stuck. I don't like getting my blood drawn. I have to literally do this. Like, no, I do not do needles.
Same, same. Okay, Karina, for you, would you lie to spare your partner or a family member's feelings, or tell them the truth and hurt that person?
It depends on what it is. So if he's trying to do like a different like outfit style or whatever, and he wants my opinion, then I might fib, just so it brings his confidence. So something like that, I would kind of fib about, like, "Oh, you did a good job. You sure you want to wear that shirt?" So it's kind of like a double sword. That um, with his parents and all, I kind of more lie just so we don't have that uncomfortable situation. Especially since I am very pro my kids seeing their grandparents, no matter if we're fighting or anything. That's my kids' right. So, but everybody else, I don't care.
Got it.
I'm petty.
Second question. Second question. When it comes down to a relationship, what is the difference between a sponsorship and a partnership? And do you think the two people get it mixed up?
Yes, people get it mixed up all the time. I think sponsorship is more of you're getting like a whole bunch of money, or you getting some kind of benefit out of it, and in return, you're giving them some kind of skill. Um, Either if it's sex or drawing or painting or whatever, you're giving something in return for what you want. In a relationship, it's supposed to work equal. It's supposed to be equal. Like, yes, I work more, but you're taking care of the house, so it kind of it balances out. So the power in that balances. While the sponsorship, one person has most of the power, while the other person kind of puts up with it or gives them the power. So for me, I think a lot of people do confuse that. They confuse it with not just relationship, but love, and eventually they think it's good enough to be married, to get married because of that, and then they wonder why they're getting divorced, because they realize that things aren't matching up, or they want power now, and the other person don't want to give it. So that's why I said for me, they are a lot of people are getting the two mixed up.
Okay. Now, Glenn, do you believe that
No.
cheaters are always going to cheat? If so, why?
Yes and no. I believe that no, I'm just gonna go ahead and go with yes. They can. Um, they can control it to where they don't. But once you've done it once, it's always easier to do it a second time. If you've never done something, you never know how it feels. You never know the consequence. It's easier to stay from not doing it. But once you've done something and you feel it, you know how it felt and all that, it's easy for you to resort back in those same ways. Especially, not trying to take too much time up, real quick, say it's because you're not getting something from your spouse. And that's what triggers you. If you've never cheated before, that won't be your first solution. If you cheated before, that's definitely going to play in your mind again.
Okay. Okay. Second question. When it comes down to a partner, what is your biggest fear in a relationship?
Uh, I'm sorry, that kind of hit a chord. Given all of me, and what seems like in the moment of waking up, she decides she's done.
Yeah.
So all my effort, all my love, all my time, all the dates, all the money, all the like everything feels like it's not worth it anymore.
Yeah. I
Yeah, I
feel you.
think that's the most draining feeling that a man can feel, especially
Yeah.
when you know you've sacrificed everything for this person, and then for them to throw it away like it means absolutely nothing to them.
Yeah. I know that feeling. Sorry if it hit a chord, man.
Oh, it's all right. It's all good.
All right. Tristan, I got you. If you choose to change something about yourself, what would it be and why?
So I would say the top thing, I wouldn't completely change it, but I would convert it or modify it. I would say like I've always said that me and my whole family were very stubborn people. We get that from my mother, and it's great for holding on to your ideals and not just giving, and especially for someone who like by my nature growing up was a people pleaser. Like there are just certain red lines. Where I'm just like, this feels like slavery. No, but at the same time, it could be very hard to change my ways. And so if I could, I'd probably modify it to like perseverance or determination and get rid of the part of stubbornness that like is more detrimental and unproductive and makes me take longer than I need to do certain things.
Got it. Got it. Second question. When it comes to dating, who should pay the tab?
Hmm.
I think usually like for the tab, I probably wouldn't do a dinner date as a first date anymore. But if I was to do a dinner date, I'd probably pay the tab. But I would also suggest let's go out for ice cream. She can pay that. Like you should. When we talk about the whole sponsorship, I definitely wouldn't be the type of person who's always running out of my way to pay things first. Because then when you're living together, what you're now gonna bring up? Let's split bills. Let's you pay this. So I think you gotta introduce that in small ways, but to me, I'd probably do like let's say a picnic first or a little event first, pay for that, and like okay, we go something else afterwards that's smaller. You pay that, so it's not like I'm making her come out of pocket, but I'm also not building this habit of oh don't worry, babe, I got it all. Because when I don't got it all, you're gonna look at me like, well, you said you got it all.
All right. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the Q&A with us, and we are going to our next thing.
This is not your normal discussion where we talk about the hard topics uncensored and unfiltered. This is